Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through a couple player props I like on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Monday, June the 17th. We've got Game 5 of the NBA Finals on Monday night. I've got two early player props that I do like for tonight's game, taking a first look at the board on Sunday. I'm actually recording this video Sunday afternoon, so I'm making this video the night before. But since we do already have a good amount of props up for Monday night's game, figured I'd go ahead and get the video out. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this video, you'll be able to tail these plays. None of the plays will be removed or bumped or anything. But we got two picks to talk about for Monday's game. I wasn't sure if we were going to have another game. I thought there was a pretty good chance this series would end on Friday, but Dallas came out, played well, took care of business at home, and forced a Game 5. We'll see if Dallas can come out and play well again, and hopefully try and force a Game 6. Feel like this series probably comes to an end, Monday night. You would think Boston at home probably closes it out, but who knows? We'll see. But let's talk through some player props I like for this game on Monday. Now, before we do get started, guys, as always, if you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos and if they do help you out, make sure to hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have an account on Prizepicks, you can sign up, linked down below in the description, or just use that promo code NOAH. When you sign up for Prizepicks, you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. And also, we do have a partnership with Sleeper. You guys can check out Sleeper, linked down below in the description. Or again, just use that promo code NOAH over on Sleeper to get your first deposit matched up to $100 as well. And if you don't know what Sleeper is, they are a DFS pick'em app similar to Prizepicks where you pick over or under, more or less on player projections. You build out your entry. You can make up to an 8-pick entry on Sleeper, and you can win up to 100x your money. So if you guys do want to check out Sleeper, again, when you sign up and use that promo code NOAH, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. But let's go ahead and talk through the props I'm liking for Monday's Game 5. Let's try and win some money today, guys. It's been a frustrating NBA Finals for me. I'll be honest, I have not had the best finals, but it's tough. It's hard to find a bunch of edge right now betting NBA player props. I mean, the lines are super, super sharp. The edges you're taking are very, very thin, and I've said that, as the postseason gets later and later, as we get later into the playoffs, there's just not a ton of edge with player props. But for me as a content creator, I still want to put out content. I know a lot of you guys are looking for plays for these finals games, so I want to try and give you the plays that I like, give you the information, the analysis, why I'm taking the plays I do, and hopefully we can hit some. I mean, we haven't been hitting many this finals, but maybe today's the day we can get back on track. So looking at the first prop I'm liking for tonight is going to be a PRA prop, and we're going to talk about PJ Washington. More than 19.5 PRA is the prop I like on PJ Washington. And let's talk through this prop and why I like this. So if you look at what PJ Washington has done in this series, he did go over this PRA line in games 1, 2, and 3. Last game only had 8 PRA, but you can pretty much just throw out last game for PJ Washington because he was in massive foul trouble. He only played 14 minutes. If you look at the rotations last game, so PJ Washington played, he started the game and played about the first, about 5 or 6 minutes, picked up his second foul with 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter and subbed out. They did actually sub him back in, and he played about 5 minutes. He started the second quarter, played about 2 minutes, about 2 minutes in the second quarter, but then he picked up his third foul with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. So after he picked up his third foul, he had to sit the rest of the first half. So he only played 10 minutes in the first half because he had 3 fouls. And then if you look at the start of the second half, he played about 3 minutes, picked up his fourth foul with 3 minutes into the second half. He picked up his fourth foul, and then he never subbed back into the game because the game was a massive blowout. They had no reason to put him back into the game. So it was a complete outlier to see PJ Washington only play 14 minutes last game. There would have to be a ton to go wrong here for that to happen again. PJ Washington, so far this postseason, has been playing big minutes on a nightly basis. In the first 3 games in this series, he played 36, 40, and 39 minutes. He played 36 minutes in Game 1, but he did lose some minutes in that game due to blowout. So Games 1 and 4 so far in the series have been blowouts. Games 2 and 3 were competitive, and in the 2 competitive games, 40 and 39 minutes for PJ Washington. So barring another massive blowout here or foul trouble for PJ Washington, he should get back to playing his normal 38, 39, 40 minutes. And if you look at what PJ Washington has done this postseason, he's gone over this PRA line in 12 out of 16 games this postseason where he's played at least 35 minutes. And you can numb that down and look at games where he's played like 38 minutes. And I'm pretty sure if you look at games with like 38 minutes or more, he's gone over this line in a majority of those games as well. So typically when we get 36 to 40 minutes from PJ Washington, we can typically bet on him to put up more than 19.5 PRA. PJ Washington has rebounded really well in this series. Obviously, his numbers were terrible last game because he barely played. But in game 1, he had 7 or 8 rebounds. Game 2, he had 7 rebounds. Game 3, he had 8 rebounds. In terms of assists, you're not going to get a bunch of assists from PJ Washington, but with this line being at 19.5, if you look at his points plus rebounds, that line's at 18.5. So I like taking PRA instead of points plus rebounds. You're pretty much just hoping PJ Washington gets 1 assist or more. And so far this postseason, he's been able to get 1 assist or more in a majority of their playoff games. So I like PRA a little bit more than points plus rebounds, but I think points plus rebounds is kind of solid as well, taking the over on that. Just betting on PJ Washington to get back to playing his normal 36, 37, 38 minutes here. And when he plays that many minutes, you can typically bet on him to go over 19.5 PRA. From a scoring perspective, he's been able to score pretty well in this series. 14 points in game 1, 17 in game 2, 13 in game 3. He's been shooting the ball pretty efficiently lately as well, which is something we like to see. If you look at the games where PJ Washington went under this PRA line, a lot of the games he went under were just because of poor shooting. Like he played 42 minutes against Minnesota in game 4 of that series, but he shot 3 for 13 and 2 for 9 from 3. So that was a game where he went under. He went under game 2 versus Minnesota, played 38 minutes, but he shot 4 for 11 and 0 for 4 from 3. So you can see the games he goes under, it's usually due to poor shooting or foul trouble. And assuming we get no foul trouble, if he shoots poorly, so be it. But like I said, I would bet on PJ Washington going over this PRA line more times than not when he's playing 38, 39, 40 minutes, which he should play here, barring foul trouble. So that's what I like as our first prop for tonight. And then the other prop that I like is an assist prop. And we're going to take a look at Peyton Pritchard, 1.5 assists. And I like the under here, less than 1.5 assists for Peyton Pritchard. And let's talk through this prop on Pritchard and why I like those ones. So if you look at what Pritchard has done in this series, he has gone over this line in 3 out of the 4 games in this series. But you have to look more into this. So game 1 was a blowout, and Peyton Pritchard did get extra minutes in game 1. He played the final 4 minutes of the game due to blowout. At that point, Boston had subbed out like all their starters because the game was out of hand. So Pritchard played the final 4 minutes in game 1 because of a blowout, and he did get an assist in those final 4 minutes. He got an assist with 1.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So really, Pritchard should have only finished with 1 assist in game 1, but he got extra minutes because of blowout. Now, game 2, he did have 2 assists. He only played 12 minutes, though, in game 2. Game 3, he only had 1 assist, and he only played 11 minutes in game 3. And then last game, he did have 3 assists, but all 3 of those assists came in the second half after the game was out of hand. If you look at last game, and I'm sure all of you guys were probably watching last game, so you saw it, the Celtics waved the white flag early. Like, they subbed out all their guys with about 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and it was pretty much just like Peyton Pritchard played the final 3 minutes of the third quarter, and he played the entire fourth quarter. So Pritchard got a lot of run in garbage time last game after the game was out of hand, and all 3 of his assists last game came after the blowout had happened, and he got all that blowout run. If you look at the first half, Pritchard only played, so he started the second quarter and played about 4 minutes, subbed out. He was not going to check back in, but Jaylen Brown picked up his 3rd foul with about 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter, and that allowed Peyton Pritchard to sub back into the game. So really, Pritchard would have only played about 4 minutes in the first half and probably 5-6 minutes in the second half last game. So he probably would have only played about 10 minutes last game, but he got some extra minutes in the first half because of Jaylen Brown foul trouble, and then he got a ton of minutes in the second half because the game was a massive blowout. If you look at the 2 games in this series that were competitive, Peyton Pritchard only played 12 and 11 minutes. So assuming nobody gets in foul trouble that would boost up his minutes, and assuming this game is competitive, I think Peyton Pritchard's only going to play 10, 11, 12 minutes at the most. And when Pritchard's played 12 minutes or fewer this postseason, it hasn't been much, but it's only been a few games. But when he's played 12 minutes or fewer this postseason, he has gone under this line in 2 out of 3 games. Typically, if we get 10, 11, 12 minutes from Pritchard, I would bet on him going under 1.5 assists. I mean, Pritchard, this postseason has become more of an off-ball scorer. He's not really handling the ball a ton. He's not really, doing a bunch of facilitating. In the first 3 games in this series, he only averaged 1.7 potential assists per game. Now, he did have 5 potential assists last game, but that was just, again, because the game was a blowout and he got a bunch of assists in the second half after the game was out of hand. But the first 3 games in the series, only 1.7 potential assists per game. So he's averaging less than 2 potential assists per game this series through the first 3 games. Even if you include last game, which, again, I don't like including stats for last game because last game was a blowout and Pritchard got a ton of extra minutes. But even if you include that game, Pritchard is still only averaging 2.5 potential assists per game in this series. So the assist numbers have not been strong for him in this series. He got, again, some extended minutes in Game 1 because of blowout. He got some extended minutes in Game 4 because of blowout, and that allowed him to go over this assist line. If there's no blowout tonight, and if the game's competitive, if nobody gets in foul trouble that would boost up Pritchard's minutes, he's only going to play probably 12 minutes or less. And if Pritchard plays 12 minutes or less, I think we got a pretty good chance of him getting less than 1.5 assists. So that's what I like as our second prop for tonight, guys. And these are going to be the 2 props that we roll with for Monday's Game 5 of the NBA Finals. We're going to be taking P.J. Washington for more than 19.5 PRA, and we're going to be taking Peyton Pritchard for less than 1.5 assists. So if you guys are going to be tailing me on these 2 plays, let's try and hit both these plays tonight, make some money. I always appreciate you guys watching these Prizepicks videos, supporting the content that I do put out here on YouTube. If you guys enjoy these videos, just hit that like button down below. I do really appreciate it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And again, if you guys are new to Prizepicks and if you don't have an account on Prizepicks, you can sign up, linked down below in the description, or just use that promo code NOAH when you sign up for Prizepicks to get your first deposit matched up to $100. But that's all that I got for tonight, guys. Good luck on this slate. Let's make some money. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.